Want to clean out all the unwanted, unused stuff laying around your house or storage building? Georgia Container and Portable Toilets of Georgia is here to help clear out all your waste. Whether you need a container for construction debris or a temporary potty to remove that other waste during your project, the folks at Georgia Container and Portable Toilets of Georgia are here to help. For service with integrity, call 770-854-7906. That's 770-854-7906.
Celebrate our nation's big 250 with the Georgia State Defense Force Band, August 29th at the Carrollton Center for the Arts. Conductor Terry Lowry will strike up this outstanding military band at 2 p.m. The birthday party continues after the concert with a reception in the Arts Center's front lobby. Get your free ticket from the box office on Alabama Street in Carrollton. But hurry, seats are limited. The Georgia State Defense Force Band, August 29th at the Carrollton Center for the Arts. Sponsored by the Abraham Baldwin chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution.
National headlines and the local stories you care about. WLBB, Carrollton, News Talk 1330, FM 106.3.
And good morning. Welcome to the Community Voice. I am your host, Josh Engel. Today is Friday, August 14th, and we have the Carrollton Police Foundation in the studio with us today. We have Carrollton Police Chief, my man Joel Richards, and everybody's buddy, Kevin Bush, Finance Director for the City of Carrollton, managing the Carrollton Foundation and its funds. We're here to discuss the foundation. It's an independent, nonprofit organization that provides strategic planning, public safety infrastructure investment, innovative technology, and career-long law enforcement training, and a variety of community programs designed to make Carrollton a safer city. Here, let me pull up this. I got my next screenshot here. Through the Law Enforcement Strategic Support Crime Act, the LESS Crime Act, Georgia businesses and taxpayers have the opportunity to direct a portion of their state income taxes to approved law enforcement foundations, including the Carrollton Police Foundation. This valuable dollar-for-dollar tax credit allows individual filers to contribute up to $5,000, married couples filing jointly up to $10,000, and subchapter S corporations and partnerships up to $10,000, and eligible C corporations up to 75% of their Georgia income tax liability with a maximum contribution of $3 million. Now, we're going to talk about that in a bit more detail here shortly, but I kind of wanted to establish up front this is an exciting development for law enforcement agencies all over the state of Georgia that wanted to create a foundation to help make sure that they have that extra support when necessary to continue to protect and serve. Again, Joel Richards and Kevin Bush. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you all so much for joining us on the program. A quick reminder to everyone at home, this morning's episode with Chief Richards and Kevin Bush is currently being live streamed on our WLBB News Talk 1330 Facebook page, as well as our Grata Communications YouTube. So if you have any questions or comments or kudos, please do not hesitate. Hop in the chat. We would be happy to discuss those. So why don't we start first and foremost with some introductions for folks who may not have had an opportunity to tune into a program with you before. Sir, if you could, tell folks a bit about yourself and a bit about the Carrollton Police Department.
Yeah, I'm Joel Richards. I have the honor of serving as the police chief. I started the police department in 1992. This is September will be 34 years. Yeah. It's just truly an honor to serve in this capacity and to serve this wonderful community. Recently, late last year, Deputy Chief Chris Dobbs, and Lieutenant Blake Hitchcock were at some training and out of state, and there's a Athens Clark County Police Department mentioned something to them about, do y'all not have a police foundation? And we're like, no. And got back, and I called a friend of mine, a fellow police chief, who said, oh yeah, we just started one, and sent us all the paperwork. And then I reached out to Kevin, is our finance director, and Kevin and Hadley and his team just embraced it and did a tremendous job. Our city attorney, the mayor, city council approved it. It helped having Stacy Gibbs, who retired as deputy chief from Atlanta Police.
Love Stacy.
Had a foundation for years, and she knew the benefits of it. And so it's just been an easy thing to do since then because of the teamwork that we've had.
It's an exciting development. We had our first comment come in. Bridget Stewart. There is a reason why Joel Richards is the Citizen of the Year. Great chief, even better human being. Man, that goes a long way, man. That's a very sweet comment. Thank you, Bridget, so much for that. And thank you, Joel. And we also have a comment from my girl, Ashley Knight Bush. She might know Kevin. She says, good morning. She's watching with us.
Great.
How proud are we? Your man here's looking great. Kevin, tell us a bit about yourself, sir, and a bit about your role with the City of Carrollton.
Sure. So I'm Kevin Bush. I've been with the city since June 2020. It's gone a little bit fast. But before then, for many years, I audited the city. So I'm a CPA. So I'll go ahead and say up front today that any tax advice that you're given today, you need to speak to your local advisor, whoever does your tax prep. I'm going to kind of give some general information, but every situation is unique. But I'm a lifelong Carrollton resident, born at Tanner, grew up going through the central school system and K through 12, and just a proud supporter of the local community. And what I really love about this particular thing is it's the opportunity to keep our funds local. Yeah. You're going to be paying state tax anyway. It's either going to go to the state, or you have this opportunity to keep it here and give it to the police foundation, and then when you do your tax return, you'll be able to get it back at that time as a tax credit. So it's really just a win-win for everybody. It's something that everybody should be part of to help our local law enforcement, which does an amazing job as well. So
Unbelievable.
it's just a great opportunity. So we're excited to be here to share about it.
The gold standard of law enforcement agencies. We're very, very blessed here. If we could, let's get you a little closer to the mic.
Oh, yeah.
If you could, maybe you could speak a bit to, how, from the city's perspective, because we had some officers run into folks from Athens Clarke County. Shout out to Athens Clarke County.
Right. Yeah.
UGA grad. I got to give him some love. This came up in conversation that this was an exciting new legislative development to support Georgia law enforcement foundations. Maybe you can speak a bit from Adriana Pete Braun says, "Good morning, boss."
That's
good morning, Chief.
No, that's mine.
Hit him with both of them. I love that. Thank you so much for joining us today, Adriana. So, from the city's perspective, when Joel and the team brought this to you, how was it received?
Yeah, so obviously in our general fund budget, we have some equipment and training, and we have SPLOST available, but anytime we can get other resources, that helps to support our budget in other ways. This is just an opportunity for people who are able to voluntarily provide additional funding for, number one, for it to benefit them. So it's mutual benefit them, but also help us with some needs that we have to better be able to support our officers, to give them the best level of equipment they have to do their jobs, and also just for retention and those types of things, because Carrollton wants to be the best place to work, play. We have a great work environment, and we want to make sure that our officers feel strongly supported. And this is just another way that the community can come and wrap their arms around them and support them any way they can, and receive a benefit in the back. So
yeah, absolutely. Like you opened with, this is an opportunity to keep these funds local, and these are funds that are going to be coming back to people anyway. And we can kind of break that down a little bit here in a second. This is an opportunity to support your local community and to keep you and your family, your friends safe and protected, and to make sure that our that our officers have everything they need. And I know I'd like in that second segment, if we could, to we'll get into a little bit about how the funds can be used, training, materials, whatever it's needed, life protecting gear, whatever that may include. But this is really something that has. I mean, how long has it taken to bring this together?
Yeah, so we moved quick when Joel brought it to us. So the legislation actually started in 2022. Luckily, we ran into those Athens Clarke County because we're kind of on the end of it. And we'll talk a little bit more about the sunset on this later in the show. But really, we got together in a few months. We got with our city attorney who helped us draft the documentation for our bylaws and all those things. And then once we got all that done, Hadley Jenkins, who's in our office, shout out Hadley, she's handling all the paperwork on it. And we worked together and got our 501c3 status, submitted to the IRS, got it back in a couple months. I mean, we incorporated in December, and I think we started in September. So just in a couple of months, we got it up and off the ground. And then we took our first donations starting May of this year.
Excellent. So, well, it's good as time of any. We'll go ahead and take that first commercial break. Time flies when you're having fun. We're going to take that commercial break. When we come back, we will continue our conversation in regard to the Carrollton Police Foundation with Carrollton Police Chief Joel Richards and the Finance Director for the City of Carrollton, Kevin Bush. So stick with us. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
And we're back to the Community Voice program. It's Friday, August 14th, and I'm your host, Josh Engel. If you're just tuning in to this morning's episode with Carrollton Police Chief Joel Richards or the Finance Director for the City of Carrollton, Kevin Bush, you can check out the live stream going on now on our WLBB News Talk 1330 Facebook page, as well as our Graded Communications YouTube. If you have any questions or comments or kudos for our guests, please hop in the chat on the Facebook Live. I'd be happy to read those out to them. And thank you to everybody who's commented already, including Ashley Knight Bush, you're the best, and Bridget Stewart, Adriana, Pat Braun. Thank you guys for reaching out and putting something in the comments there. So we're talking today about the Carrollton Police Foundation. Up front, I want to direct everybody to carrolltongapolicefoundation.org. Go ahead and bookmark that on your phone. carrolltongapolicefoundation.org. You can learn more about the organization and some more details about how you can contribute. And on that, let's jump back to Kevin Bush. Kevin, again, this is an exciting piece of legislation to help direct income tax funds to police foundations, certified police foundations. Let's talk about it all, kind of break down the legislation for folks, and then let's talk about how they can participate.
Sure. So like we kind of said at the beginning, the Less Crime Act was passed back in 2022. But this is an opportunity for us to, in this foundation, be able to allow people to keep their funds local. But it's not just go write a check and you're going to get your tax credit. There's a process that you have to go to. Hadley Jenkins at our office, I'll shout out the number real quick, 678-390-6926. Or you can always just call City Hall, 770-830-2000, ask for the Finance Department, and we'll help you there. But you have to go to the Georgia Department of Revenue site first and get pre-approval to make your donation to get the tax credit, because the state tax money is basically staying here. So the state has to approve that the amount is allowed. You have to submit some information and stuff for that. So you have to go to the site, get pre-approval. Then once you've got that pre-approval, we will get notified and get with you, and then you have 60 days to make your contribution. Wow. Then once you make that contribution, you'll get paperwork from us that you'll submit with your tax return to get the credit back for what you have contributed.
Excellent. So let's say if it had worked out to where I could have made a donation with some of my tax funds for this past year, coming up in the next year, I could receive a benefit from that for having donated to a cause.
Yeah, so everything falls within the current year. So 2026, right now, you have to make your donation before December 31st, 2026. You have 60 days or until the end of the year. So nice. if you went on the site and did it after November 1st, you'd have to still make your contribution before December 31st to get credit. Okay. Kind of how it works. So a lot of people, when you think about taxes, we're going to get into the nitty gritty here, but you think about, I either had to pay or I got a refund. Okay, but that's not your taxes. Your taxes is whatever you actually owed. Whether you get a refund or not is based on how much you had paid in, and if you paid in more or less than you owed.
You get that back, okay. Sure.
Yeah, and so this is a tax credit to go against your tax liability. So if you, say, owed $3,000 in Georgia tax last year, which if you look on your Georgia Form 500 from last year, look at line 16 of what your tax was last year, that'll kind of give you an idea of how much you could contribute, okay? If you contribute that to the foundation this year instead of giving it to the state, then when you complete your tax return, you'll get that credit back. So you potentially, if you had $3,000 last year and you gave $3,000 to the foundation and you had tax withholdings all throughout the year, you would get all of that back. Wow. So you get a tax credit when you complete your tax return. So really the only deficit to you is the time between you make your contribution until you get the money back from the state. That's when amazing. You file your return, but the funds stay here local, and you're also going to get a tax deduction either for state's tax or we're a 501c3 on your federal return. So you're going to get a benefit on your federal return. You also get a benefit by getting that state tax credit back.
So win-win-win. See, this is what Joel was talking about.
Well, I said Kevin knows it all. So
Kevin's got it. Kevin has it locked down. Yeah. See, you start throwing out line numbers and stuff. That's what I need to hear. That's amazing. So it's pretty amazing that you could make this contribution and then next time around end up getting that back.
Yeah, and then you could just get it back in April and then just turn around and give us another one. Isn't that right? So
and
when you get that money, just go ahead and do it for the next year, and then you'll get your money back again. So
and with each one of these funds are going directly to our local law enforcement, directly making an impact and affecting them. We actually just got another comment from my girl Kate Lord. What's up, Kate? Bridget Stewart. Yes, both such fantastic families that make such a positive difference in the community. The Richards family and the Bush family. Check it out. How about it? I think he had a few presidents in his lineage, Kevin. You know. George and George Senior. So, I mean, this is a big development for certified police law enforcement foundations across the state. Is there a maximum? You know, like what's the legal? You know, what's the legislative details in terms of the maximum, and is that going to change at all?
Sure. So as you kind of stated at the beginning, for an individual, like as far as what individuals can contribute. So if you're a single person, you can contribute up to $5,000. Married, you can file up to $10,000. If you have a subchapter S LLC partnership, up to $10,000. Now, if you're a C corporation, so C corporations are businesses that actually pay their own tax liability. They can contribute up to 75% of their tax liability. So you have some of these places like Waffle House, Home Depot, some of these large corporations in the state of Georgia. If they have $1 million tax liability, that means they could contribute $750,000 to various police foundations across the state and get that money back.
And they do this. So shout out to Home Depot and Waffle House.
For sure. So it's really a great opportunity, especially for those larger corporations. If there are larger corporations here in the local area, we'd love to talk to you about that. Absolutely. But it's a great opportunity. But the cap right now for us is each individual foundation can only collect up to $3 million. Now, we're nowhere near that. We'd love to be. If we can get some of those big corporations in something, then we could contribute up to $3 million. Now, that's going to help us because that's equipment, that's training, that's retention opportunity that is currently being funded through general funds or other methods. If we have methods that we can lower our general fund budget because we're able to support from local people who are choosing to give money, that benefits the city, benefits our police force, benefits everybody. So it's just win, 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 win. It's kind of a no-brainer.
And I think that you segue beautifully into something I was hoping we could discuss, which is the application of funds. And of course, please feel free to chime in as well. But Joel, you know, if maybe you could speak a bit to the advantage that this legislation has given our local police in terms of training materials. What all can this be put towards to help protect our police?
Well, Kevin will be the first to tell you that throughout the year, there's things that come up that we didn't foresee in the budget.
That's right.
Things happen.
Yep.
And
it's organic.
I'm one of the first ones to come to the city manager and to Kevin, and they know when I come in. Typically, if I'm smiling, they know. All right, what's he want?
What's spending money on that?
It just gives an opportunity, another funding source for us to be able to use. Again, the money that you're going to pay to the state anyway, you keep it local. That it may be that we need to buy a new K9. We need to purchase K9. One of the things that we are looking at now is some K9 kennels. At the police department, constructing those. That's something that I didn't foresee and put in the budget. Just giving Kevin a heads up now, and Mr. Brooks, if you're listening, also we'll be meeting at 10 to talk about that. But there's things that come up. There's training opportunities that officers come to and say, and the officers will say, "Hey, I've got this great training opportunity. Is there any money in the budget?" Well, I didn't budget for that, so let me see. We try to. David's taught us. We try to get to yes when we can. We don't like to say no. We try to get to yes if it's going to benefit the department and the city and the individual officers' growth and development, then, but those things happen. And so this money can be used for that. I
mean, I think just how quickly, the nature of crime changes, whether that be the types of drugs that are on the street or some new kind of fraud, some new kind of scam that's going on. If there is a training available, state-of-the-art training that can help protect our local citizens, by getting the police this training. I mean, this is something that I think anybody and everybody would want. So thank you to the city of Carrollton for doing all you can to get to that to get that training. But this would only help further supplement that and help cover training. And I imagined it would help cover, as you mentioned, canine kennels, something to that effect. But also, I imagine, materials like vests. I mean, anything that you would need, I imagine this could be used for that.
Yeah, the ballistic vest, when I started here 34 years ago, I believe they were between $200 and $300. I remember the time we were buying them, they were $450. They're about, if I remember correctly, JJ may correct me on this, JJ Color Captain, but I think they're around $1,400 to $1,500 now to get a vest with the rifle plates in the carrier.
The 3A or whatever it is.
We hire at level, I think we do level 2A. when you hire a new officer. So that's that, and they're custom fit to the officers, not like back in the day where I throw you a vest, say, hey, put this on. Yeah. And so Kevin's trying to put on a vest that was made for me. So we do have them custom fit now to the officer because we want you to wear it. Number one, we require you to wear it, so we want it to be as comfortable as possible.
Unbelievable. So, quick reminder, CarrolltonGAPoliceFoundation.org. I'm going to say that several times by the end of the show just to make sure that everyone gets that locked in. Bookmark that. Go visit that website, and you can learn more about the foundation and how you can support it. Kevin, if we could, let's because we threw a lot at people. Yep. I know when we start talking about tax and finance, for some people, it's like drinking from a fire hose.
Oh, so for sure.
Maybe what we could do is just one more time sort of break it down for people how they could participate and help support the Carrollton Police Foundation.
100%. I would say your first line is come to our website, look at the information there. Also, reach out to Hadley. We gave the number earlier, 678-390-6926. She'll be glad to walk you through the process. You're going to have to go to the Georgia Department of Revenue. You're going to have to create a login and go to their tax credits and do a few things to get started. And so it's not just as simple as making a donation. So the first step is going to be make sure that you get that done. That way you can get your credit. Now, we are 501c3, so you can also just make general donations and get a tax credit, just get your regular deduction if you itemize.
Sure.
But this gives you that opportunity to get the funds back. So if you want to go through that channel, just make sure you do it properly, and we're here to support and help any way we can.
Excellent. Right on. We got Finance Director for the City of Carrollton, Kevin Bush, and Carrollton Police Chief Joel Richards today on the program as we discuss the Carrollton Police Foundation. We're going to go ahead and knock out that last commercial break. When we come back, we'll wrap up our conversation, talk a bit about the future, and talk about the continued growth of the Carrollton Police Foundation, CarrolltonGAPoliceFoundation.org. So stick with us as we hear from Community Voice.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
And we're back. Thank you to our sponsor, Tanner Health. You're tuning into the Community Voice. Today is Friday, August 14th. Again, we have about 9 minutes left with Carrollton Police Chief Joel Richards and Finance Director for the City of Carrollton, Kevin Bush, as we discuss the Carrollton Police Foundation. Go back, check out the full podcast of this episode, the full Facebook live stream, which is currently going down on our News Talk 1330 Facebook page. You can also share the link not only to the Graddick Communications YouTube, where you can share this episode with folks, but you can also share the link to the website for the foundation, CarrolltonGAPoliceFoundation.org. That is where you can learn everything you need to know about supporting this organization. In fact, there is actually a link on the website to the proper form. Yep, beautiful. And we just had a comment come in from our girl, Sarah Bearden. Chief and Kevin, you guys are doing such a great job and great examples for our community. Love y'all. Who doesn't love Sarah?
Yes,
gosh, she's the best.
Appreciate it.
Excellent. So let's jump right back into it. So, Kevin, you mentioned during the break that there is 2027 is significant in terms of this. Maybe speak a bit about that.
Yeah, so as we said earlier, originally this started back in 2022, and it was a 5-year program. So as of right now, the legislation for the Less Crime Act, you have 2026 and 2027 to do the tax credit. Now, we're still a 501c3. We're still going to be taking donations forever. But the tax credit right now is supposed to sunset in 2027, which means now's the time to do it if you want to get it in 2026 and 2027. There was legislation out in the State Assembly last year. It was House Bill 628, which would extend it 5 years to 2032. Now, we're probably going to be getting on the horn with Tyler Paul, Mr. David Huddleston, Jet Howard, Senator Bearden come through for us on that. We would love to see that extended because, again, this is opportunity not only to keep funds local, but also to help keep our our budgets within check without having to extend budgets for, additional needs. It's just that additional lever that when we have these emergency situations, we can pull from. Excellent. So it's expected to expire right now in 2027, but we're hoping that extension comes through.
Come on, Tyler Paul, and everybody mentioned earlier, I know we can pull this off. Let's hope get this legislation extended because this, again, no-brainer. Everybody wins, and most importantly, the local community wins.
Absolutely.
But, I think it's great that we can know that the funds are in safe hands. I mean, because you guys have put together a tremendous board.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the foundation board currently is the city manager, David Brooks, of course, Kevin, myself, and Pastor Vincent Dortch, Antioch Clem Baptist in Clem. Just been a friend of our agency for many years now, and a friend of mine. And then Jill Pierce. Jill Pierce, the local, everybody knows Jill.
She's the best.
She really is. And so it's not just like I can go say, hey, Kevin, give me this money. We have to go to the way I understand is I'll have a need is I go to the board and explain the need, and then they decide whether that's the need that fits what we're intended for.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it's not a situation where we just get the money and move it. We go and make that request, and basically it's like a grant. We're going to say, hey, we have this need for, a new police car, got wrecked, and I need $45,000 for a police car. So, yeah.
Knock on wood.
So we would go and request that grant, and then we would be able to obtain that funding, and then we can purchase whatever equipment it is. So,
fantastic.
So we have that kind of oversight as well, but we also have the knowledge of what we need, and we're able to get those logistics processed. Also, we have Hadley Jenkins as well, who's on our board.
Yeah, nice.
And again, she's doing all the paperwork and been doing a lot of stuff for us.
678-390-6926.
Yep, absolutely.
I was writing that down digits at a time every time you'd say it.
Yeah.
You can reach out to Hadley, and she can answer a lot of questions that you may have.
Sorry for all the phone calls you're about to get, Hadley.
About to blow up. So January 9th, this is something we want to make sure that folks put on their calendar because this is going to be a big event for the Carrollton Police Foundation.
Yeah, save the date. That's actually an opportunity that Jill actually came up with. Jill Pierce is Back the Blue Jean Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So wait, you say Jill came up with that?
Jill Pierce came up with
Shout
that.
out, Jill. That's great.
Yeah. And so that will be January the 9th. It's going to be a fun event. It's going to be out on Miller Academy at Steve Adams Place, and it'll be fun. There'll be live music. There'll be good food. Mechanical bull. There'll be a lot of different things. It'll be a police theme. So I'm not going to give it all away, but you really want to get tickets to that. Be a sponsor by table. I promise you're going to have a great time if you come to that.
Absolutely. I hear all day long about the different planning stuff and stuff we're doing. It's going to be a great time. So
whoa, cool, awesome.
It'll be something like nothing's ever been.
Oh yeah,
before,
it's going to be great.
That's amazing. And of course, before then, even folks have an opportunity to help support the Carrollton Police Foundation with Raylan's Builders and Barbecue. For folks who didn't tune in, we actually had a show just a couple of weeks ago. A shout out to Raylan and that foundation and the local community for selecting the Police Foundation.
That's absolutely right. September the 18th, and I think they're still taking teams, sponsors, of course. Just come out that day and buy tickets and enjoy the barbecue and get to support the foundation.
And we've got a lot of support for that already. And so thank you to all the people who have donated to that. And Carrollton Police Foundation is very grateful that we were chosen to receive those funds.
Raylan's awesome. Cliff is such a cool guy.
He is. Him and Monica have just been, wow.
Great folks.
Amazing.
Truly, community-hearted folks, and they do so many good things for nonprofits and foundations in the area. So it looks like we got about 2 minutes left. I would love if we could to get some final thoughts. We'll start with Kevin.
Sure. So yeah, the biggest thing is contact us. We're here to help you. If you have any questions, we'd love for you to get the tax credit if that's something you're interested in, and make sure that you go through that process correctly. Continue to look at our website. Contact us at the city up in finance. We will help however we can. But most importantly is just understand that this is really just to support our local law enforcement and basically just keep your funds local. We have a great local community here, people who support local. This is just an opportunity to keep money that you're already going to spend. It's not additional money to you. You're getting it withheld from your paycheck. Instead of it going to the state, it's going to stay here locally. You just give it to the police foundation up front.
I love it, and that's what we want. One last comment. West Georgia Eye Care just says, thankful for you guys. Thanks for sharing. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you jumping in the comments. Joel, any final words?
Yeah, just to echo what Kevin said, it's money you're going to have to pay anyway. Just keep it local. This is a wonderful community. It's been a privilege of mine for the past 34 years to serve this community and look for many, many more years of service to the community. And so thank you for what you do for us.
Well, thank you very much, Joel, for everything you and the Carrollton Police do to take care of us. Kevin, man, we appreciate you coming on. And, my brain is so smooth. It's like an almond. It's hard for me to process. So I appreciate you breaking it down so that plebs like myself could grasp it, because it's a no-brainer, a very smooth process, and anything to help the Carrollton Police Department. Again, CarrolltonGAPoliceFoundation.org. Save the date, September 19th, Builders and Barbecue at the Raylin Parking Deck. January 9th, back the Blue Jean Ball. Mark those dates. And again, check out CarrolltonGAPoliceFoundation.org for more. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Kevin. And thank you, everyone who tuned in with us today. We'll see you next time.